A capital territory, a capital district, is normally a specially designated administrative division where a country's seat of government is located. As such, in a federal model of government, no state or territory has any political or economic advantage relative to the others because of the national capital lying within its borders. A capital territory can be a specific form of federal district. A distinction should be made from administrative divisions which include national capitals but have no special designated status legally. Some federal countries give the national capitals the status as full equal federal units. Some federal countries have made no distinction administratively for the territory around the capital. A few federal countries have the national capitals located in the capital city of a federal state. Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, is also the capital of the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of federal units and de jure capital of Republika Srpska, at the other federal unit. Further, Bern, the capital of Switzerland, is the capital of the canton of Bern. Two national capitals in federal countries are neither federal units, special capital districts, nor capitals of federal units. Ottawa, the capital of Canada, and Palikir, the capital of the Federated States of Micronesia. The Canadian government does designate the Ottawa area as the national capital region, although this term merely represents the jurisdictional area of the government agency that administers federally owned lands and buildings, and is not an actual administrative unit. The city of Ottawa is governed as a regular city. In some non-federal countries there are capital regions that don't have special significance, but have names hinting that. For example, the capital region of Denmark is a name of a normal national region. The following have a special administrative district or territory for the national capital cities. Argentina. The Ciudad Autónoma de Buenos Aires is coterminous with the Argentine Federal District. In 1996, under the 1994 reform of the Argentine Constitution, the city gained autonomous status and held its first mayoral elections. Buenos Aires is represented in the Argentine Senate by 3 senators and in the Argentine Chamber of Deputies by 25 national deputies. Australia. The Australian Capital Territory is one of 2 self-governing internal territories of the Australian Federation, the other being the Northern Territory. Created in 1911, the Act was originally called the Federal Capital Territory, the current name being acquired in 1938. The Act was constituted specifically to house the seat of government, the goal being to avoid situating the new nation's capital Canberra in either New South Wales or Victoria, the 2 most populous states. The Act is an enclave of New South Wales. Although the Act has its own chief minister and its own legislature, the federal parliament retains the right to overrule Act legislation. While governing the entire Act, the Legislative Assembly also acts as a municipal government for the city of Canberra. The Governor-General of Australia exercises certain rights that in the states would be exercised by the governor, such as the power to issue writs for elections. At a federal level, the Act and the NT both elect 2 members of the House of Representatives and 2 senators. The terms of the territory senators are tied to the term of the House of Representatives, not to the term of the Senate. This means that if there is an election for the Senate only, this would involve only half the state senators, and the territory senators' terms would continue. Conversely, if there is an election for the House of Representatives only, this would also involve the territory senators but not the state senators. Brazil. Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, is set within the federal district Distrito Federal. Its territory includes several other cities, officially called regiões administrativas. Since the federal district cannot be divided into municipalities in the same manner as the states of Brazil, the federal district is a special unit of the federation, as it is not organized the same manner as a municipality, does not possess the same autonomy as a state, and is closely related to the central power. The district governor is elected directly for a 4-year term. Local laws are issued by a legislative assembly also elected by the local population. Judiciary affairs are carried out by the Union, instead of being appointed by the governor as in the other states of Brazil. The district has the status of a federal state in many aspects. It has representatives both in the lower house of Congress and in the National Senate. The Brazilian federal government was transferred to the current Distrito Federal, split off from the state of Goiás on April 21, 1960, when the planned city of Brasilia was inaugurated. Before the transfer, the Brazilian capital was the municipality of Rio de Janeiro. After the transfer, the municipality of Rio de Janeiro became the Estado da Guanabara, which existed from 1960 until 1975, when the state of Guanabara was merged into the state of Rio de Janeiro. People's Republic of China. Beijing is a direct-controlled municipality. Colombia. In Colombia, the capital district of Bogotá, containing the city of Bogotá, was created as special district in 1955 by Gustavo Rojas Pinilla. It was renamed Bogotá, Capital District, in the Colombian Constitution of 1991. The district is made up by 20 localities. Dominican Republic. In Dominican Republic, the National District of Santo Domingo, containing the city of Santo Domingo de Guzman, was created as a special district in 1922. In 1844 it was the Santo Domingo province, and then the Constitution of the Dominican Republic decided that the country needed the capital to be in a special district. India. The National Capital Territory of Delhi is a special union territory of India. The territory encompasses 3 statutory towns, New Delhi, Delhi and Delhi Cantonment, along with 59 census towns and 165 villages. The NCT was set up as a federally administered union territory on the 11th of November 1956. In December 1991, the NCT was given a legislative assembly headed by a chief minister. The territory is not classified as a true union territory, though the central government does have limited control over the functioning of the territory, much like other union territories. Delhi is to eventually become a full-fledged state. The NCT is unique in India in that the municipal control is handled by locally elected government. Major areas such as the police and administration are handled by the central government. Indonesia. In Indonesia, the national capital Jakarta is within the daerah khusus Ibu Kota Jakarta. Jakarta is considered as one of Indonesia's provinces, therefore Jakarta is headed by a governor and not a mayor. However, Jakarta is divided into 5 smaller administrative cities and 1 administrative regency. The administrative cities are Central, North, East, West, and South Jakarta respectively. The Kepulauan Seribu Administrative Regency is also included in the formal definition of Jakarta Capital District. All of these subunits have its own degree of autonomy. Mayors of the 5 administrative cities and the Regent of Kepulauan Seribu Administrative Regency are not elected, but directly appointed by the Governor of Jakarta and members of the Provincial Parliament of Jakarta's Special Capital District. Furthermore, these subunits do not have local parliament as opposed to other administrative districts. Indonesia. Iraq. Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, is contained within a special capital district. Malaysia. In Malaysia, the national capital of Kuala Lumpur lies within the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur, while the federal government administrative centre of Putrajaya, 40 kilometers to the south of Kuala Lumpur, lies within the Federal Territory of Putrajaya. Both federal territories are enclaves within the state of Selangor, Mali. Bamako, the capital of Mali, is contained within the Bamako Capital District, Mexico. The federal district Distrito Federal since 1824 is coterminous with Mexico City. The D.F. is a federal district serving as the capital of Mexico and which is administered by the Mexican federal government. The D.F. encompasses the historical center of Mexico City, but is much larger than the historical municipality of Mexico City abolished in 1928. The urbanized area of Mexico City covers only the north of the D.F., while the south of the D.F. is made up of rural areas and mountains. Although the D.F. is not a municipality, the name Ciudad de Mexico is used by Mexican authorities as a synonym for the Distrito Federal. Mexico City as a municipality was abolished in 1928, and the name Mexico City can now refer to two things. According to the Constitution of Mexico, Mexico City is the federal district. This is actually a fairly recent reform of Article 44 of the Constitution, and it was aimed at ending 2 centuries of discussions about whether one concept engulfed the other, or even if one of the two entities really had any legal existence in lieu of the other. The complete text of the aforementioned reform also states that Mexico City is the seat of the powers of the Union and capital of the United Mexican States. Niger's capital, Niamey, comprises a capital district of Niger. It is surrounded by the department of Tillabéri. Nigeria's capital, Abuja, is located in the Federal Capital Territory. The territory was established in 1976, and the capital was formally moved from Lagos in 1991. North Korea's capital city, Pyongyang, while traditionally located within South Pyongan Province, is currently seen as a directly governed city. For a time, Pyongyang was considered a special city to make it equivalent to its South Korean counterpart, Seoul. Pakistan. The capital of Pakistan, Islamabad, is a planned city within the Islamabad Capital Territory, which was created in 1960 out of the Punjab province. The territory elects representatives to both houses of the legislature. Before Islamabad was made the capital, Karachi was located in the Federal Capital Territory, which later reverted to the Sindh province. Papua New Guinea. Port Moresby. The capital of Papua New Guinea has been contained within the National Capital District of Papua New Guinea since the country achieved independence in 1975. Peru. Lima. The nation's capital is contained entirely within Lima Province, the only province in the country not belonging to any of the 25 regions. It is surrounded by the Lima region on all sides but west. Philippines. The national capital region of the Philippines is Metro Manila, the country's seat of government, containing Manila, the country's capital. Created in 1975 out of 4 cities and 12 municipalities of the province of Rizal and 1 municipality of the province of Bulacan. The region is administered by 17 separately elected mayors and their councils, which are coordinated by the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, a national government agency headed by a chairperson directly appointed by the Philippine president. Quezon City, the country's former capital from 1948 to 1976, is also located within this region. South Korea's capital city, Seoul, while traditionally located within Gyeonggi Province, is currently seen as a special city. Seoul's mayor is seen as the equivalent of any provincial governor. Sweden. Historically, until 1967, Stockholm did not belong to any county of Sweden. Instead, there was an overgovernor that had the normal responsibilities of the county administrative boards and its managers, the governors. This did not mean there was a large practical difference. There was no county council. Instead, the Stockholm city handled such tasks. Taiwan. Taipei, the capital of the Republic of China, is a special municipality. United States, as provided by the Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution. The seat of the United States government is a federal district known as the District of Columbia. When created in 1790, the district comprised 100 square miles of land donated by the states of Maryland and Virginia. Columbia was a poetic name for the United States used at the time. The city of Washington was built in the center of the district, but other towns were also located in the territories such as Georgetown and Alexandria. The United States Congress returned the Virginia portion of the district back to that state in 1846. The District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871 revoked the charters of the individual cities of Washington and Georgetown, and instead created a single government for the whole District of Columbia. The city of Washington no longer exists, however, the name continues in use and the city is often referred to as just Washington, D.C. Georgetown now exists as a neighborhood within Washington. Since the Home Rule Act of 1973, the District of Columbia has been run by an elected mayor and city council. Congress retains ultimate authority over the district and has the right to review the local budget and taxes, overturn laws passed by the city council, and terminate home rule. District residents pay federal taxes and are represented by a single, non-voting member in the United States House of Representatives. Because of the 23rd Amendment to the United States Constitution, the people of the District of Columbia are allowed to vote for President of the United States. The district is allotted 3 electoral votes equal to that of the least populous state. Before this, the residents of the district were not afforded the right to vote for the president who resides within the territory. The district still does not have voting representation in Congress, despite having a population that is larger than the states of Vermont and Wyoming. Venezuela. Capital District, Metropolitan District of Caracas since 2000.